So on this weekend over here on 395, we decided to come over here to Bishop and check out this Laws Railroad Museum. It's got a bunch of neat old buildings. Looks like an old pioneer village, but it also has some of the original railroad buildings that we're going to go check out as well. Never been here before. Bishop, California. It's like a little western town here. Building was built by Paramount as part of the movie set for Nevada Smith starring Steve McQueen. Stuff you want to buy?
Yeah.
Really? Well, it's your birthday weekend, man.
Oh, does that mean I just get whatever I want?
Yes, whatever you want. You should get this. Hamilton. Spoiled cat.
Spoiled cat, yeah, he does.
You want that guy?
In the tree. And then this little.
Where would you put him in the bathroom?
I don't know. And this chubby little bear, like the one we saw in Yosemite on the way through.
This building here was used as part of a movie set for Nevada Smith, starring Steve McQueen, and it was originally located across the street, we were just told. However, if you look right here, this is the original Laws Railroad Station, built in the same location. So yeah, the railroad ran right through here all the way up to Carson City. Photography studio.
Look at the number of cameras.
All kinds of old cameras in here, that's for sure. Look at the little tintypes down here. Trading post.
This is another little
Knick-knack shop.
store where they're selling goods.
Old bottles for sale. These don't look like they're that old. This is 1870 to 40. Wow.
Alright. Hey look, I'm not the only one that's had a picture of their cat.
So I commissioned my son, who is an artist, to draw a picture of Hamilton, Sarah's cat, and we have it hanging in our living room. So that's what she's referring to.
Oh, this looks like more of the trading post.
Yeah, only they didn't have it behind glass. Let's see what we can spot here. Renzo, never heard of it. Warren's Chewing Gum. There's a bread box. A dead deer head.
A dead deer head. Look, there's a dead pheasant and a dead duck, too.
Dead duck.
Look at the size of that safe. It's on like wheels, like train wheels almost.
Edison Mazda lamps. Aunt Lydia's buttons and carpet thread.
Hanes. Underwear. Want a box of underwear? Hey, look at the little shoes.
This old building was built about 1915 as a chicken coop on the local ranch north of Bishop.
Hey, Walter Scott. Walter E. Scott, isn't that somebody?
Oh, Death Valley Scotty. That's his hat? That's a historical item right there.
Death Valley Scotty was born in 1872 as Walter Scott. He was an accomplished horseman and for 12 seasons was one of the Rough Riders for the Buffalo Bill Wild West show. He became fond of Death Valley when he tried his hand at gold prospecting. In time, Scotty became known as a con artist, extracting money from wealthy businessmen with promises to share the gold that his mine would produce. One of those he conned was Chicago insurance magnate Albert Johnson, who forked over thousands of dollars to Scotty for several years. Although the mine never produced and he probably knew he was being swindled, Johnson valued his friendship with Scott and loved Death Valley, so much so that in 1922 he invested $2.5 million to build a grand home now known as Scotty's Castle. While Scott traveled frequently, he was regarded as a permanent resident of the castle and was allowed to live out the rest of his life here. Death Valley Scotty died in January 1954 and is buried near the home that bears his name, but was never his.
Now, you were just telling me that's not real, but it is.
I think it is real.
It is.
Yeah,
It says right here, was born dead on the Ed Matlock Ranch north of Bishop, February 1938.
It looks like they sheared it. That's why it doesn't look real. But if you look at the feet...
That's weird.
Oh, that's kind of creepy, huh?
I'd say it is. Freaks of nature. Oh, God, there's a face over here, too.
What? Oh, God.
Oh, my.
Which face do you think belongs to which body?
I don't know, but it didn't have a chance to live.
Oh, that's weird.
There you go, folks. Only on YouTube will you find such freaks. So that hearse is from Texas, and it came by way of Los Angeles, ended up here in Bishop, California. Something Marshall. It's probably an actual headstone.
What do you call these?
It's a hearse
Yeah, look at that.
with a
I
coffin.
don't like to see in the little ones, the little baby ones.
1926 caskets.
Horse-drawn hearse, wicker coffin basket were donated. Oh, it's who it was donated by. And you can see all of the branding irons, their shapes and what they meant.
We don't know why there's a headstone here, but it looks like a Civil War grave, a Sergeant Daniel. It's hard to make out. Here's a post office. This does remind us of Dobby's. If you saw our video that we did on Dobby's in Nebraska, that's similar to this.
The little
Oh,
the
look.
post office box.
The postmistress is in.
Oh.
Looks like she's having a contemplative day. Well, this was the Laws Post Office. Very cool.
How about these guys? They were wanted for bank robbery. Oh, that guy was embezzling money. Edward Collins.
So this is where you would transact money orders.
You can cook a lot on that stove. Majestic. That's what it says. Majestic Manufacturing Company. Something St. Louis.
Back here's the stove house, whatever the stove house is. Virtually an
House with some stoves.
old miner shack.
An old miner shack. Now it's housing the stoves.
Oh yeah, just nothing but a bunch of stoves in here. Oh, we found this little cabin in this hideous looking thing here.
It looks like it was a
dog.
A stuffed dog at one time. and
dog.
Now it's decomped.
That's gross.
Pretty little dress. Oh, all the instruments.
I don't think I've ever been able to ride a bike like that. A teletype machine?
Telephone switchboards. Radios.
You probably spent a couple hours here.
Firehouse, you don't. Oh, over here.
So we got kind of excited because this 1947 Bishop fire truck was actually made in the hometown where I used to live in, Oakdale, California, that Van Pelt Manufacturing. The lady said this is the most important building in the whole facility. Medical offices. I'm sure this has got some horrible things in it. All kinds of surgical tools. Isn't that just lovely to think about? Look at that fork. What do they do? Fork you? Gross.
That's what they use to get the baby out of you if you get stuck while you're having childbirth.
Yeah, that really looks like a comfortable dental chair, doesn't it?
What are Ross pills?
Some drug dealing going on here.
Drug dealing. Pharmaceuticals.
It sure does look real.
Look at
Dang, that was a human being at one time. Here's the historical marker. This property, Lost Railroad Station, has been placed on the National Register of Historic Places by the U.S. Department of the Interior.
The Carson and Colorado Railroad Company was formed and incorporated in 1880 by three wealthy men, William Sharon, Henry Yerington, and Darius Mills. They planned to run a narrow-gauge railroad from Mountain House, Nevada, and the Carson River to the Colorado River, calling it the C&C Railroad. It never reached the Colorado River. It stopped at Keeler, California, near Owens Lake. It has been often referred to as the, quote, railroad that was built 300 miles too long or 300 years too soon. As word spread that the railroad would run east of the Owens River, people started arriving to build the new railroad town of Laws. The depot, agent's house, section boss's house, outhouses, water tank, and turntable were already in the 3 years that it took for the rails to be laid from Mound House to Laws. The first train arrived April 1883. In time, Laws grew with homes, barns, 2 stores, a rooming house, restaurant, hotel, boarding house, pool and dance hall, blacksmith shop, post office, barber shop, powder magazine, and warehouses. Many ranches used the rails to ship their crops to markets.
Some of the old rail cars here.
By 1959, when the railroad ceased operation, most of the buildings of Laws were torn down for salvage. However, locals saw the value in saving the depot, agent's house, oil and water tanks, and the turntable. They also moved other interesting buildings to the museum grounds.
Here's the agent's house, railroad agent, 1883. Used by every station agent until the railroad was abandoned in 1960.
140 years old.
Not a bad little house for back in the day. A little stove to keep you warm. And a little jail kitchen. Look at that. Original stove. Look at this old phone. I've never actually seen the inside of one.
Oh, there's the jail bedroom.
Sarah found the jail.
The jail bedroom.
The jail bedroom.
Can you imagine being a couple having to sleep on that bed together? I think I'd put you on the couch. It's not enough room.
Look at this blacksmith shop. That is so cool. But Sarah just got turned on because she saw a horse. Once Sarah sees a horse or an animal, it's all over.
I wonder what that is.
All kinds of farm implements out here. Tractors, land movers. Look at these.
The railroad in the town of Laws went into decline for a number of different reasons. Local mines began closing, trucking became cheaper than rail, and the city of Los Angeles buying most of the Owens Valley for water rights.
I don't think they're gonna come. Walk slow.
Here's an ore cart, and looks like there's one up here. That's chain. But they have this fake little mine here set up kind of as a tribute. That's fake. It's fake, fake, fake. Oh! Hear them drilling? Sarah found her.
Apples in the car.
Sarah found her horses.
You gotta come visit me on the street. Y'all are giving me away. Quit coming. We already got in trouble. We're not allowed to be here. You can't put this in the video. Otherwise they're gonna know we broke the rules.
I don't know if this is the original location, but this is how they would turn the engines on the tracks, change directions. Turntable, I think they call them. Of course, I'm sure you're all aware that they would power the steam engines by filling up the boilers with water of these tanks. Train would ride up right next to the tracks here and get filled up with water. So this is kind of interesting. Between 1905 and 1913, the Nevada-California Power Company, a predecessor of Southern California Edison Company, built a chain of 5 hydroelectric power plants along Bishop Creek. Water flowed from one plant to the next through a 60-inch diameter redwood staved pipe. Because they were hardy, this is one of them. Redwood water pipe. This is one of the devices they use to stack up hay. I've seen pictures of where they would use these hoists. It looks like that boom was raised and lowered depending on the size of the wheat stack.
Hot bath, clean water extra. So you can take a hot bath in somebody else's bath water.
Oh, that's nice. Silver Canyon Saloon. One bath, please, ma'am. Oh, it's a saloon. Wow. Poker game in progress. And it looks like you can belly up to the bar here. It's probably what it looked like way back in the day. That's one giant bottle of Jim Beam, isn't it? Sarah's anxious to show me the baths.
Look, we could side by side bath.
Ah, this is...
One there, one there. A bunch of people are running around naked apparently because they left all their clothes. And shoes. You can dual poop and dual bathe.
full.
Gross. That's not a rocker. Oh, gosh. So creaky bones.
What do you think of this place so far?
It's pretty cool. I don't want to play with them.
So I had inquired of the individual who works here as to why this gentleman shoved in the back here. He was a vocational instructor at Bishop High School, and this was their tribute of him. Apparently he was taught welding, but poor gentleman's been kind of forgotten, and they shoved him off in the back here. Now this is a very interesting old sign that was on 395, and it dates back to probably the 50s or 60s, I would say. That's an original. Boy, this is a throwback to some old times. Look at that gas pump there and this Model A. This Model A could be restored, but it's in pretty bad shape. Pretty into science, old signs like this. And there's a sign there, Death Valley Junction in Las Vegas, 3A's Automobile Club, Southern California. And then there's a Lincoln Highway sign, tells you the distances to LA, and a sign that shows you 7 miles to Death Valley and 42 miles to Beatty.
Anheuser-Busch wagon. Oh, Budweiser. Clydesdales pulled this.
Lost Railroad Museum. Old wagon in here.
Look at all these old ones.
Oil tank wagon.
Texas Company Petroleum. climb on that wagon, you're gonna get beat up by Rosie the Riveter.
There's a hay wagon right there and a buggy on top of it. There's a heavy freight wagon right there.
Beat up, or decayed. That'd be fun. 20 mule team borax wagons, farm wagons, display barn. This one?
Well, that's cool. They got this modern display in here.
In the mid-1800s, early settlers in the towns and mining camps of Inyo and Mono counties needed larger and heavy items such as lumber, farm equipment, and machinery. Because the nearest railroads were far away, filling the transportation void were freight haulers with their heavy wagons pulled by large teams of mules and horses. One of those early freighters was German native William Arcularius, who arrived in Inyo County in the early 1870s. Those teams hauled ore and lumber in eastern California and western Nevada. After his death in 1902, his team was sold to the operations of the soon-to-be famous 20 Mule Team Borax Company.
Well, look at that. Even Ronald Reagan came to Bishop to appear in Bishop Mule Days, 1974. This is actually the West Bishop School from 1914.
Small school bell was used in the mining town of Aurora, Nevada. I'm assuming it's that one because that's the only bell I've seen so far. It doesn't say don't. It doesn't do it. Nothing happens.
There's the Aurora bell right there.
I tried to ring it, didn't work. Her air, her manners, all who saw admired. Courteous through coy and gentle, though retired. It's Dorothea Dot McMurray. Her air, her manners, all who saw admired. Courteous, though coy, and gentle, though retired. Ear damage may result.
Oh, folks, we're in trouble because Sarah wants to ring a few bells here.
Is this for real though?
Yes, it's for real. It says, ring at your own risk.
Ready?
Yep.
Okay. I can't get it to go the other way.
Us.
Oh God! That's loud.
These are all old school bells from Bishop. Here's an old Catholic church bell. Old Catholic church. Oh, that's going to ring pretty loud. The bell was purchased for the church in 1921 for $300.
What are the things called that ring it?
That one's
Oh, it's stuck down
tied
there.
up. You're not going to ring that one. So this is the Wells Fargo building. It was built as a movie set for Nevada Smith starring Steve McQueen. And they're terrible, but I have not seen the movie. It's now a museum. It's got some Indian artifacts, some rocks, arrowheads. I did not know the Indians made drills. This was built in 1914 by the James Shaw family. It was located on a ranch in North Bishop. Oh, this is cool. Check out that bed. Dominicans freak you out. Here's the front parlor. And the dining room. China cabinet. There's Frank Shaw, 1828 to 1908. There's the lady of the house, Clara Shaw, 1852 to 1952. Lived a good old long life. And here's Clara's kitchen. That's very cool. It looks like she just stepped out. And this is how the kids' bedroom looked. There's a bunch of toys in here. I'm a huge fan of old signs like this, especially railroad signs. And look at this message board. Railway Express Agency. And then over here, they've got this board that I guess you could fill in with chalk the arrival times and departure times for the engines that departed here.
Waiting for the train out of here.
Where you headed?
That way.
It's like you're
It's
headed.
like a dead end.
Well, while she's waiting, we'll go check this out. Oh, look. A little miniature train set here.
Oh, that's cool. Where's the Red Ryder BB gun?
Go ahead, put your mouth up to it.
No, thank you.
Lionel miniature trains and model railroads have captured the imagination of the young and old alike since Joshua Lionel Cowan began manufacturing them in 1900.
These ones. Oh, there's a whole nother one.
She found another train set. Oh,
It's
wow.
another track. Oh, trains are on the wall. These are pews
Look,
from the old Catholic church.
listen, I hear telegraph.
Do you know Morse code?
I don't. The Western Union Telegraph and Cable Office. This is where you waited for the train.
It's a ghost rider. There's nobody there.
Somebody's sending it on the other end.
Oh, the message is going unheard. Well, we hear it, we just don't know what they're trying to say. Send help. Oweno, Southern Pacific Lines. Laws.
Gosh, I hope you enjoyed this visit to Laws Station. It's the first time I've ever been here. Didn't even know about it until I found out we were coming to this area. I hope that we can find some other things to show you in this part of California.
Hey, don't fight. Are you the rude one? You're a bully. Do you want to bite an apple? Bite. Did you get a piece? I'm afraid of your teeth. I don't know where you... There you go. I guess you got the whole thing.
What's he gonna do with it?
Ooh, there he goes. Oh, this guy's mean. You're a bully. Look at you drool. She was trying to eat my strings. Look at her. She's snuggly. Just don't eat my shirt.
A place called Thomas Place. Check out the license plates. That's cool.